You may be wondering, why is Crypto Nerd wearing a purple shirt? Is he going to be talking about Solana today? No. Today I'm talking about whether or not it is too late to enter the crypto market. So first, if we take a look at the crypto bubbles on the monthly time chart, we can see everything has just been absolutely rallying this last month. Ever since Trump won, things have just been crazy. The crypto market has been in total euphoria. I mean, every coin seemingly is up like hundreds of percents. Maybe not, maybe just a few select ones, with the average looking like it's up. Average altcoin being up like 70%. I mean, look, every single altcoin is up, except for this one, except for Popcat. Sorry, Popcat. What do we do now? Is it too late to get in? Or do you still have an opportunity? We should begin by understanding where are we in the market, what are the peak prices we're going to, and what can we expect? The best way to determine what we should do now is based on what we think will happen in the future. We have to be forward looking. So if we don't know what's going to happen next month or the next 6 months or the next year, then we cannot make a decision about now. And obviously no one can predict the future. However, we have models based on historical data, which of course doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it is our best tool to estimate what can possibly happen. So I'll quit yapping. Let's just jump into it. This is the Bitcoin power law. This plots Bitcoin's price following these bands that you can see, this purple, green, and red band. And this orange line is the price of Bitcoin. Generally, this red line is the bottom price that it reaches. The green line is like the midway, halfway price. And the purple line is the top price. Now, disclaimer, Bitcoin has had diminishing returns. As you can see, this previous cycle right here, we never reached the purple line. Some people say, oh, that's because Bitcoin's growth was stunted. The China ban really harmed Bitcoin and it ended early. I don't really believe this. I believe this model needs to be adjusted down a little bit. So take that with a grain of salt. I know that this model predicts that Bitcoin's peak price will it'll touch 380K. I totally don't believe that. I think that is way overblown. I think at very, very best, maybe we hit 200K, maybe we break a little bit above 200K, but realistically, I'm thinking closer to 150 to 200K, probably 175, somewhere there. These are the Mayer bands. This is just another way of visualizing something very similar, which breaks Bitcoin's price into different bands based on whether it's, oversold, which means undervalued, bearish, which is undervalued, if it's bullish, which is just like average, bullish extension, which is overvalued, and overbought, which is overvalued, like way overvalued. And this white line in the middle, this is Bitcoin's price. Is there a way that I can move this? It doesn't look like. This tab on the left. Anyway. And as you can see, this indicator also puts us right in the middle. We are in this bullish band. We're in the almost like the middle of the yellow line. So like by every metric, we are right smack in the middle. We are not even in this bullish extension. And we are not even in this overbought territory. And typically, we do touch it. Like this previous bull run, we just wicked right above this overbought territory. So we're not even close to that yet. So according to the Mayer bands, we have way more to go as well. But let's keep going. We don't want to make our decisions based on just what one or two indicators are saying. If we have a bunch of signals or price forecast models that we could just look at, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we take all the data from all these different sources that we can? Anyway, this is the Bitcoin MVRV Z-Score. This basically takes the price of Bitcoin over the realized price, or rather market cap, of Bitcoin, and it takes a standard deviation, which is the orange line. You don't have to know all this fancy technical jargon. All you have to know is that when this orange line is spiking really high, that is a sign that Bitcoin is overvalued. And you can see this red box, this red zone up here. When Bitcoin is in this red zone, that is the danger zone. That is an indicator that suggests this is the peak price of Bitcoin. So look at this. Back here in 2013, MVRV score worked perfectly. It peaked as soon as the orange line got into this red zone. That was the peak price of Bitcoin. Two very local peaks that happened twice. Again, 2013, and then in 2017 or 2018, again, happened. The MVRV Z-Score peaked. You can see the spike in the orange line. That was the peak price of Bitcoin. Similar here. Again, this cycle was a little bit weird in 2021. It peaked. It touched the very tip of this red zone, and then the China ban happened, which kind of tanked Bitcoin's price. It recovered, and it set a new all-time high after. However, the MVRV Z-Score did not spike into the red zone, so it missed in 2021, this second wave. And if we look at current data, we can see, unless I'm covering it, hopefully I'm not, and I'll move just in case. Yeah, hopefully you can see it now. We are nowhere near this red zone yet. MVRV Z-Score of 7 or higher is when it touches the red zone. Right now we are at 3.05. So, I mean, we're not even halfway there, according to the MVRV Z-Score. Let's keep going. These are the realized cap hodl waves. This is just another way of visualizing it. Whenever these red or orange zones happen, that is when Bitcoin is way overbought, and we're not high at all. Like we're still totally fine. So again, this indicator is also suggesting we are not or nowhere near the top yet. Next is the pi cycle top indicator. We only have one more after this. And by the way, guys, these are all extremely popular price prediction models. So I don't know if you've heard of any of these, but if not, these are awesome. Definitely bookmark these because these are so helpful. It's very hard to know what's happening without looking at models. And basically, the big problem is when this orange line or this yellow line goes over this green line. When you see that this orange line is going over this green line, that is usually a peak or a local top, if not the cycle top. So, and then you'll see this red dashed line going straight down. That is a very, very bad sign. That's a sell signal, very strong sell signal. So if we look at right now, we can see that, yeah, this orange line is not even close to going over this green line. So according to the pi cycle top indicator, we are nowhere near the top either. All right, last one. Oftentimes, the most simple indicators are the best indicators. And this is one of my favorites, the Bitcoin terminal price indicator. What this does is it takes the actual price of Bitcoin, and then it takes the realized price of Bitcoin and multiplies it by 21 for the 21 million circulating Bitcoins. And as you can see, every single time the price of Bitcoin has spiked above this red line, that has been a local top, if not the cycle top. It's happened consistently. It's been historically extremely accurate. If we take a look at 2017, very, very clear. It spiked above this red line. That was the peak. Same thing happened. I mean, almost, again, this was a weird cycle. These little peaks spiked above the red line. That was the peak. And if we take a look at it right now, we are nowhere near the peak. This is very simple, very easy to see. And we can even look to see, well, what does it predict the peak price will be? And right now, the terminal price is at $179,000 US dollars. So the actual price of Bitcoin right now is 97K. The terminal price is at 179K. So this indicator is estimating a 180K Bitcoin at least. So we are still nowhere near the top. What I want you guys to take away from looking at these models very briefly is that we are nowhere near the top of this market yet. We still have 6 months at least of a very strong crypto market, and you definitely want to be in the market as much as possible during these next 6 months. However, is now a good time to buy, or do we want to wait a little bit for a dip after all these coins have rallied so hard? Now, guys, we're going to do a little bit of charting. We're going to take a look at a little bit of charts. I know for some people that can get annoying, or you don't like looking at that, you don't understand it, but don't worry, I'll explain everything. We'll make it all really simple. Before I continue, I have to say none of this is financial advice. I am just a random guy on the internet. And okay, let's take a look. So you'll immediately notice there's lots of lines and colors and things all over the place. I have a few indicators set up that will determine if Bitcoin is at a good price right now, and to buy or not, or to wait. And right now, I've plotted a fib extension. And according to the fib extension, and you don't have to know what any of this means, I'm going to interpret it for you. According to the fib extension, Bitcoin is at the very top resistance line, which suggests lots of resistance. So according to that, Bitcoin is not at a good price to buy. Rather, Bitcoin's actually at a good price to sell. According to the RSI, which actually peaked above 70, Bitcoin is also at a good price to sell, not a good price to buy. And according to our momentum indicators, which it's above the 20-day EMA, which also suggests Bitcoin is at a good price to sell. When you're getting this confluence of indicators that are all saying the same thing, generally that means it's probably right. However, as you know, the crypto market is volatile and crazy and anything could happen. It can be very overbought and rally another 30% before doing anything. So while Bitcoin may currently be overvalued and overbought, that doesn't necessarily mean that it will actually come down and correct. However, if it does come down for a correction, my guess, and I plotted after this fib extension, assuming that this is the top, I plotted a fib retracement, and the first resistance level where you might want to buy back in is at 89K, and the second is about at 81K, and then there could be a third at 74.5K, but I just don't see that happening. So my guess would be that 81K, if there's this correction that comes, which I think we are due for eventually, my guess is that 81K is going to be the bottom price of this correction. So if you're totally sidelined and you have nothing in, or if you want to take a little bit of profit now, if that's what you choose to do, you can do that, wait for a correction, and 81K is your signal to enter the market. And just so you know, that would be, if we actually drop to 81K, that would be about a 22% drop from current price, which is totally realistic. 20 to 30% dips happen in every single market multiple times, so that is totally realistic. Okay, so Bitcoin, I think it's a little tough to get an entry right now. I would sell a little bit. I personally sold a little bit. But let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is also looking a little bit overbought. It's not quite at the top fib resistance level for the fib extension. So it's not, so according to fib extension, it's not overbought there necessarily. It is shooting past the first resistance line, but it's not clear. However, the RSI down here is indicating that Ethereum is overbought, and it also is over the 20-day moving average, which is probably the strongest indicator that it's overbought right now. So the truth is that I love Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to do great. However, it is showing some weakness in relation to other coins. So this may be the cycle that I would definitely hold Ethereum. I hold a lot of Ethereum. But this may be the cycle to maybe hold more Solana and other altcoins over Ethereum, just according to the charts. Can you get an entry on Ethereum right now? It's a little bit difficult. Not totally sure. Unclear. But right now, the signals are leading that it's overbought right now. So do with that what you will. Let's take a look at Solana, and then we'll look at the total market caps, and then we're going to stop. So according to Solana, which has been, actually, let me zoom out of this chart really quick so you can see this price action. Solana has been doing just amazing. Solana is just showing immense strength. And right now, it actually touched the peak resistance almost. It got to about halfway to this peak resistance at 275. and now it's come down, and it's roughly at the second resistance line at 250, which is about the all-time high, actually, previous all-time high. So that is definitely showing some resistance on the fib extensions. On the 20-day EMA, it went over the 20-day EMA, and then it dipped under and started heading towards the 50-day EMA, which is still considered overbought, but not nearly as much. And now it's back over the 20-day EMA. So that's not totally clear. The RSI is saying that it's roughly in the middle. So the RSI is not suggesting that it's overbought right now. And it is heading towards this lower resistance line. So I think Solana is a decent buy right now. I definitely think Solana is a decent buy. Let's take a look at, first of all, the total market cap of Bitcoin. Are we due for a correction? And according to this, yes, we are absolutely due for a correction. It is currently over the top resistance line of the fib extension. It is over the 20-day EMA, and it is over 70. It's at 78.52 on the RSI. So this is just really, really overbought. Really overbought. And this includes every single cryptocurrency. So this is suggesting, now we're getting a more clear picture that it is absolutely time to be taking a little bit of profit. I think it's very hard to take a lot of profit in a bull market. I don't even think it's that wise to do so, especially when you know that the next 6 months are going to be great. But this is definitely suggesting that you should be taking at least a little bit of profit if you have not already. And if you're totally sidelined or mostly sidelined, the best option for you may be to continue to wait. If we take a look at specifically the total 2 market cap, which is everything except Bitcoin, we are also overvalued by quite a lot here. We are seeing that we are over 1.6 trillion market cap. Actually, in fact, take a look at this. Fib extension places the highest resistance level at 1.62 trillion market cap. And that's exactly what it's at right now, 1.61 trillion. So this suggests that we are at, the strongest resistance. We're way over the 20-day EMA, and we're at over 80 on the RSI. So this suggests, even like altcoins, if you're holding Ethereum and altcoins, you should start taking profit on those right now. And if you're not in those, now is not a good time to buy those. And let's take a look at one final chart, and then we're going to have a summary where we're just going to talk and discuss. So last is just altcoins. Oh yeah, I forgot I added all this stuff. Altcoins are very, very overbought, even more so than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So again, I plotted a fib extension. We are over the strongest resistance line. We are way over the 20-day EMA. The RSI is over 85. So this is way overbought right now. And I plotted that we may be seeing a potential 30% correction coming soon. So why don't we have a quick discussion one-on-one about what this means and what we should do. Now, are you too late to the crypto market? No, you're not too late. You're not early, but you're not too late. There still is a lot of upside. However, based on these indicators, it is very difficult to get an entry right now, and we are actually overbought right now. What I want you to take away is that don't FOMO in right now. It may be really disheartening to see, oh wow, everyone else is making all this money. It's ripping like crazy. I can't believe I'm missing out on life-changing opportunity. I could be changing my life for my family and stuff like that. And all my friends are making money. You can't think like this. You have to be patient. You have to be calm. You will get your entry. You need to wait for your dip. And a dip is coming. We can see that based on everything we've looked at so far. We've got a lot to go, but there will be a coming dip before then. Be patient. Right now is not a great time to buy. Even if it rallies a little bit, it'll come back down, and then you can have your entry. Okay? How does that sound? Does that sound okay? Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Guys, I have to show you something, so don't click off yet, but make sure to do those things. I've got something really cool to show you. We have an AI assistant in our Discord for super nerds that could potentially save you tremendous amounts of money. Check this out. You can do /info and then any coin you want. I'm just going to use Dogecoin because that was the previous coin used. And it'll give you a blurb about exactly what it is and what it does. This is like, you can finally know what you're buying. Now you don't have to buy things randomly. You can just type /info, and then you can learn about whatever coin you want, and you can know what is that coin that random influencer on YouTube is shilling me. Now you can know. You can also do /supply, and then any coin you want, and immediately get a rating of that coin's tokenomics. Look, Dogecoin, rating excellent, score 100 out of 100. Dogecoin has extremely healthy tokenomics. This is opposed to something like Jupiter, which would get a rating of, it's poor, rating score of 14 out of 100. So if this is something that could help you, join our Discord, become a super nerd. And I mean, also it's a great place where you can chat and we can talk and we can party and look at news in our news channel that posts every single day. I do one-on-one calls on my website, so definitely check that out if that sounds interesting to you. And I also have a deal with Gemini, a US-based crypto exchange that will deposit $10 into your account for free if you create an account using my link in the description and trade $100. So definitely do that. You get $10 for free, and it supports the channel. And it takes 3 minutes, so why not, right?